What's up, everybody? Ghost Girl 007 here, and today's video is going to be a ghost story. A ghost story? No, actually today's video, don't get me wrong, I'm going to be doing a ghost story pretty soon though. Today's video is going to be a haunted read. Right now we are reading I Am Haunted, Living Life Through the Dead by Zach Bagans. He's a international, like all around, everywhere, ghost, paranormal investigator, let's put it that way. Because ghosts don't like to be haunted, they like to be investigated, alright? Let's just put it that way. So, calling yourself a ghost hunter sounds kind of mean. So, I like to say paranormal investigator. But we are on chapter 20, page 161. This chapter is called Dreams. Why I have a true fear of clowns. Do you remember any of the nightmares you had as a preschooler? I do. Between the ages of 3 and 5, I had too many nightmares to recall. And not just your run-of-the-mill kid nightmares either. These were scary, visceral visions that still haunt me to this day. They were so vivid and detailed that I would wake up and not know whether I was still in the dream. I don't know how someone that young could have such violent, terror-inducing nightmares that were so memorable. But it happened to me. I'd never seen violent TV, been exposed to violent video games, or watched the news to see the morbid ways people hurt each other. So how could I have known such fear? To be afraid of something, you have to be aware of the possible consequences. To be afraid of flying, for example, you have to know that a crash can result in gruesome death. At 5 years old, what did I know about the world that could have caused me true fear? Nothing. And yet, many nights I was terrified to go to sleep. They say that nightmares are often based on something you see or hear just before going to sleep, like a terrible news story. If you hear anything in the background, it's the dog. Or a horror movie. Traumatic life events can cause nightmares for years, and some people never get over them. I didn't experience any trauma growing up, so I don't know what could have triggered these awful nights. I was less than 5 years old, but was dreaming about things that would make a middle-aged man cower in fear. One of my most persistent dreams involved clowns, but let's put that one on hold for a moment. There was another dream that's just as significant. It involved a man breaking into our house, and I'll never forget it. This evil guy would hold my hands so I couldn't move them, and then stick sewing needles into my hands as far as they could go, one after the other. I would scream and cry and feel that pain. My mom and sister couldn't find me, like we lived in a maze like the Winchester Mystery House. But it was still our house, yet I could hear them screaming for me as I screamed for them. I still think about that dream and try to decipher it. When I left Florida and moved to Chicago and then Detroit, I left my mom and sister behind and entered into the darkest period of my life. I felt a lot of pain and things went very badly. Now that we'll all live in Las Vegas, I wonder if this dream is a message that when I'm away from them, I'm unsafe or in danger. So back to the clowns. In that dream, my family and I were walking down a dark street at night. I was on my dad's shoulders, which tells you how young I was. I can't remember whether we were at a fair or not. I just remembered that it was kind of busy and definitely dark. I looked to the left and saw some kind of booth. It looked like a giant tent that opened to the street, with a table in the center. In the tent, were these evil-looking clowns, probably 8 of them. Their eyes were glowing, and there was the scent of sawdust in the air, like at a traveling circus. The clowns were walking around the table like they were conducting a ritual or summoning something powerful. As we walked past, my head was turned as far as to the left as it could go. Suddenly the clowns stopped their ritual and stood and stared at me with evil glowing eyes. Then out of nowhere they started running at me, and no matter how much I screamed, my father wouldn't run away. He continued to walk looser as they came closer and closer. No matter how much I begged him to flee, suddenly I woke up, shaking and terrified. I've had this dream on multiple occasions over the years. Now fast forward to today. Every Halloween in Las Vegas, there's this attraction called Fright Dome, which is a haunted house kind of thing that Jason Egan owns and has been running for about 10 years now. It has fake animatronic beings and eerie Halloween sounds pumped in, but it's pretty cool. So I decided to go with Aaron and some other friends one year. I mean, for a demon hunter like me, who's faced pure evil, there's no real threat, right? Except there was. One of the haunted houses, I think there are 5 or more, was circus themed. I didn't think anything of it at the time, but as we rounded a corner, I turned to my left to see 5 demonic-looking clowns standing and staring at me with glowing eyes. Trigger the panic attack. I almost dropped to my knees and fainted. This image from my childhood that had scared me to my core was staring me in the face, and I froze. The meaning of the term deja vu hit me like a haymaker punch as something I had lived through in the past came back to me with extreme force. Usually you can't remember where you've seen a deja vu before. All you really know is that it's familiar, but I knew exactly where I'd seen and felt this moment. The look of the clowns and the glowing in their eyes were exactly the same. What they were, the way they ran at me, the way my head was turned to the left, it was all identical to my dream. It's as if my nightmares growing up had been premonitions of this very moment. It was powerful, and I believe there's some sort of supernatural connection here. I remember telling the friends I was with that I'd seen this before, or I mumbled it, I can't be sure. Yes, it may have been a coincidence, but I have been to a lot of haunted houses and fairs and had never seen anything so instantly recognizable. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that these were the same clowns from my nightmare, and I never knew I could be scared shitless at a haunted Halloween attraction. I mustered up all of the strength I had to get myself out of there, and I can tell you right now that I am never going back to Fright Dome. It's so interesting to me that people where we meet and the things we see, hear, and smell are all shaped by our own consciousness. 10 people can live in the same house but lead 10 completely different lives, guided by the consciousness that filters their experience and tells them what's right and wrong, possible and impossible. But I find dreams especially mysterious because we have no control over what we're going to dream about. It's the one time we can't control our conscious and our subconscious take over. There are a lot of mysteries to dreams that science can't truly study. It's a fascinating element of human life. Think about this. How many times have you had a dream about people you want to cross paths with? Or maybe you're with someone in a dream and you wake up feeling sad because you wanted to be with them more and now it's over. Gone. Poof. Maybe the person in the dream is your soulmate, or at least someone you'll run into later. Like the clowns in my dream, you're interacting with these people and your subconscious is shaping your perspective of them. But who are they? Are they from your past, your future, or are they ghosts? Dreams to me are like the paranormal encounters. When you experience them, you question how and why they happened. You awake wanting to know more, but you have a hard time even remembering what happened for more than a few hours afterward. Except for the worst ones, of course. For me, dreams are an escape, as I expect they are for many people. Life is noisy and busy. You wake up with 5,000 things to do, places to go, and people to see. But in dreams, the physical world doesn't matter. Before I fall asleep, I lie in bed and wonder if the afterlife is like my dreams, where I can think, laugh, and experience emotions like fear and pain, and interact with people I've never met. One day I thought I want to have fun with my dreams. I wanted to be like the Matrix, where I could do what I wanted without consequences. Typically our dreams choose us, not the other way around. But I thought, what if I took control and did what I wanted in my dreams? So I trained myself to reverse this power. I still remember how the dream went. It was just another day in Las Vegas. I looked up, saw myself in bed dreaming, and thought, okay, let's go have some fun. In the dream, I killed people knowing that it wasn't morally wrong. I tricked my mind into doing something totally against its ethical code because I knew it wasn't real. When I think about it, it's kind of disturbing, and now that it's over, I don't even like talking about it. But at the time, I understood it. I knew I was dreaming, and it didn't matter. I've never been able to do it again, and I don't want to. When I woke up, I knew I had done something bad and freaked out a little. I actually ran to the bathroom to look for the knife I had used to stab everyone to make sure it was still there and not bloody. Was I still dreaming? It was so vivid, yet I knew it wasn't. It was so vivid, yet I knew it wasn't real. I was somewhere between unconsciousness and reality, and it was weird. It was almost like I tapped into a world I shouldn't have. This brings me back to the paranormal. Just like I've tapped into the spirit world on so many occasions, I had tapped into the dream world, and I didn't know if it would have the same ill effect. Being a paranormal investigator, I've brought evil things home that took me a long time to get rid of. I sincerely hope that's not the case with this dream. I've already got a line of demons to free myself from, but these are the things that keep me going. What's really going on in dreams? How do dreams and the paranormal intertwine? There are so many mysteries in this world that I can't stop thinking about and want to solve. Sometimes I feel like my mind gets obsessed and my body pays the price. That's nothing to clown about. That's something to clown about. Okay. That's funny. Wow, if you like videos like these and you want to see more like these, just comment in the comments below. ding that notification bell so that way you get notified when I upload a new video. And subscribe. Until next time, sweet dreams, everybody. Or should I say sweet nightmares? Toodles. Good night or good day, everyone.